Hello, it's Rich Rosen, founder and CEO of Fastcall, and I'm going to talk for a few minutes about logging calls in the application, but more specifically about how we use call results. So I'm on a test record, and I'm going to dial. I think we're actually in Lightning Console. Um, and you'll see that this is the Salesforce subject. These are my notes. And this interface is customizable, so if I don't want to see the subject, I don't have to. I can even remove the notes, but I go to end my call, and there's also some options for here, but I end my call, and I have the ability to sort of finish taking my notes, which is great, right? Finish notes. Um, and then I'm going to close the task. And we have the application set up to require call results. So I have to pick a call result. So I'm going to say contact test. And now the call is logged. And of course, we are logging the call without refreshing the page because we do not use the Salesforce API. But if I come back into this record, I click here, it's going to take us immediately to the Salesforce task. And what we're going to see in the Salesforce task is the subject, which can be set by the application, the time of the call, the caller ID that I used, the number that I dialed, I was outbound, the notes that I gave, et cetera, et cetera. But where is all this set up? So all this call logging is set up inside the application under settings. Go to Lightning. And we'll see different settings for call logging inside the application, but I'm going to specifically talk about call results. So call results is really the key to how we do some automated processes. We do capture um, while we do capture the subject and notes, and we can capture task pick lists, we can log calls to opportunities and cases. It's the call result that is used, as we saw in my example, it's used to end the call. And it's a call result that's also tied to some automated processes. So for example, in Salesforce, we would be expected to log a call, which I just did using our application, but perhaps also update lead status. So if the lead is new, we could update lead status to contacted. In Salesforce, you would have to do that as two different steps. You'd have to log your call, then change the lead status. And in many instances, you don't need to do both. So let's look. So in the application under our admin settings, there's a section called logging. The call results are here, just so you see it. I'm not going to talk about subject, task, cases, the interface of the widget, and call termination. I mentioned that, some options of how we're going to end the call. So inside of call results, I'll start with the settings. So the settings are basic. We say, do you want to require call results to close the task? Which I did in my example. It's a good default. So we click on call results. And you're really going to have two options. If you're starting with new call results, there's a wizard here that walks you through that, and you can pick a call result for outbound calls or inbound calls. The other thing we can do is we can click here, and it takes us to our existing call results. And we go to our existing call results, we're going to see, again, that option for outbound calls or inbound calls. So you can set call results for outbound or inbound. You can also assign your call results to any object in Salesforce. So if you want a different set of call results for leads or contacts or accounts or even opportunities, you could do that here. And we organize this in a table. So these are, as it says here, these are call results for all object types. So these are your default call results for all object types. Looks like my list is growing a little too long. I generally don't actually like that many call results. Um, I have too many. Okay, so I'm deleting the call result. We do demos here and whatnot, so we've added some call results, probably more than we need. There are a few in the package. The call results the package will come with default call results. Things like spoke to decision maker, busy no answer, left a message, scheduled presentation, conversation. I don't know why I added that one, gave presentation. I think that's, well, I guess it's different. It's scheduled presentation, the dreaded not interested follow up. We do have some automation to automatically schedule future open tasks for a follow up call. FYI, first call, second call, third call. I could probably delete all these, but these are the call results, sorry for my digression, that goes for all objects and will be defaulted in the package. You have the ability over here to add call results that are tied to specific objects. So I can say, what is my call result here? So, scheduled meeting, right? And then I can tie this to an object type, lead, right? And now this call result is only associated with the object lead. But now I can come and I can do more. I can update any, so I can say, look for the field status, right? And I can change my field status to contacted, and I'm going to save that. So now anytime I am on a lead and I set my call result to scheduled meeting, it will automatically set my status to contacted. Great. So that's super cool. Let's come back over to call results uh, again, and now we're going to see if, so if I actually come over here and I type in lead, I'm now going to see the specific call results that are associated to the lead, and they're here. So these are the call results for all object types. Now these are the call results for lead, they're here. Now the other thing you can do in this option is if I click on scheduling, actually in a different section. So what we're doing here is we are updating a related object after the call. Now, that means that we are going to be editing the lead record after the call. Now, this does mean that the user cannot edit the lead at the same time because the application is. Now, if you decide that you don't want if you don't want the application to run any automation on that, we call that a managed object, you would go in to the application. It's actually here under, I think it's an outbound setting. Is that right? No, it's inbound setting. Sorry, it's a managed object. So you come in, it's neither. So you come into managed objects and you would, inside managed objects, you would tell the application to not. So here we see managed objects. So if I click on lead, I do have the option to block those record updates. So we are giving you sort of both options in the application, either the ability to do some automatic updates on the related objects in the application or block them. And the only reason you'd want to block them is if the user wants to edit the lead by hand, because we can't, Salesforce just doesn't allow both. They won't allow a user and another user or an application to do both. So it's all managed here. So managed objects sort of undoes that automation. Otherwise, it's managed in call results. So call results are here. Honestly, you can do nothing with call results and use the defaults. You can just edit your defaults here. And they'll be good for all your objects. Or if you do really want to go in and drill into some customization, you can set call results by object and direction. And if you need to do more, let us know, and we can improve this area. One last bit before I stop. There are some automatic call results here. You'll notice based on call duration. So if the user does not set any call result and the call is less than a minute, the call result will not say spoke to decision maker. Sorry, this is my org. The default here, I think, is no contact. If the call duration is a minute to 3 minutes, there's another default call result, and then conversation. I don't remember, but they've been erased in my org. But when you install the application, there will be default call results here. I think this might be, I don't know, contacted, and this one is no contact. They must have gotten deleted. No contact. There it is. But there are some defaults. So if the user, and you don't have to use these values or ignore them, but if the user does not pick a call result, you can use the durations to do the defaults. And um, just to finish up on this sort of thought, if you don't want to require call results and you don't want to show the option for call results, the application will do it for you. So if you just wanted to skip over call results completely, you can do that too. Great. I hope this was helpful. Shoot us an email if you have any additional questions, and we hope you have a chance to explore call results.